Intelligent design is agnostic to the identity of the designer. Summary. ID by itself does not prove God. What ID does is prove that an intelligent mind was involved in the creation of the higher taxa in the biosphere. ID by itself is agnostic about the nature of that designer. ID has two major forms: naturalistic ID and theistic ID. Naturalistic ID can infer that the designer is a naturalistic intelligent mind, e.g., an alien super-civilization. Theistic ID points to God as the designer. Introduction. Intelligent design, ID, is sometimes seen as a controversial concept, primarily because it challenges the dominant naturalistic framework of life's origins. However, it is crucial to clarify that intelligent design, in its pure form, does not make definitive claims about the nature of the designer. What ID does establish, based on empirical evidence, is that an intelligent mind was involved in the creation of the higher taxa in the biosphere. This concept is central to ID's framework, but it remains agnostic as to who or what that designer might be. It is essential to explore the two major forms of ID, naturalistic ID and theistic ID, to understand their different implications. Intelligent design does not claim to prove God. While many associate intelligent design with theism, particularly Christianity, ID as a scientific approach does not claim to prove the existence of God. Rather, ID focuses on identifying evidence of design within the natural world. The core argument of ID is that certain features of the universe and living organisms exhibit characteristics that are best explained by an intelligent cause, rather than by undirected processes like random mutation and natural selection. For instance, consider the complexity of molecular machines within living cells, such as the bacterial flagellum or the information-rich structure of DNA. These systems exhibit complex specified functional information, CSFI, and functional irreducible complexity, FIC, hallmarks of intelligent design. What ID argues is that these features are best explained by an intelligent cause, but it does not specify whether that cause is divine or naturalistic. The agnosticism of intelligent design, to the identity of the designer. The framework of intelligent design is agnostic about the identity of the designer. It does not presume the designer is supernatural, i.e., God, nor does it insist that the designer is a natural being, e.g., an alien civilization. What ID demonstrates is that an intelligent cause is responsible for the origin of certain biological systems or higher taxa, but the exact nature of that cause is left open to interpretation. This agnosticism makes ID compatible with both naturalistic and theistic explanations, which we will explore further. Two major forms of intelligent design, naturalistic ID and theistic ID. There are two broad ways to interpret the evidence for design: naturalistic intelligent design, naturalistic ID, and theistic intelligent design, theistic ID. 1. Naturalistic intelligent design, naturalistic ID. Naturalistic ID posits that the designer responsible for the observed complexity in the biosphere could be a naturalistic intelligent mind, something within the physical universe. This mind could belong to an advanced alien civilization, for instance, that has achieved a high level of technological and biological manipulation. In this view, the intelligent cause does not need to be supernatural. Instead, it could be the product of evolutionary processes in a different part of the universe. Imagine a super-civilization capable of genetic engineering on a planetary scale or even seeding life across galaxies, a concept explored in scientific discussions about panspermia and the possibility of extraterrestrial intelligence. Example of naturalistic ID, directed panspermia. This theory suggests that life on Earth may have been seeded by an alien civilization. The advanced alien beings could have engineered DNA or biological systems and introduced them to Earth to kickstart the evolutionary process. In this scenario, the intelligent mind is natural but far more advanced than human intelligence. Naturalistic ID does not posit any supernatural forces. It merely suggests that intelligent beings, much like ourselves but far more advanced, are responsible for the design we observe in the natural world. 2. Theistic intelligent design, theistic ID. Theistic ID, on the other hand, attributes the design in the biosphere to a supernatural being, often identified as God. In this interpretation, the complexity and purposeful design seen in nature are considered evidence of divine creation. Theistic ID goes beyond identifying an intelligent cause. It infers that the designer is God, the ultimate creator of the universe. This perspective aligns with traditional theistic beliefs, particularly within the Abrahamic faiths, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, where God is seen as the omnipotent and omniscient creator of all life. Theistic ID views the natural world as being purposefully designed by God, not just a result of intelligent manipulation by a finite being within the universe. Example of theistic ID: fine-tuning of the universe. The fine-tuning of the constants and laws of physics, such as the strength of gravity, the cosmological constant, and the strong nuclear force, is often cited as evidence for theistic ID. These values are precisely set in such a way that they allow for the existence of life. Theistic proponents argue that such precision points to an intelligent, divine designer, God, who purposefully created a universe capable of supporting life. While theistic ID suggests that God is the designer, it shares the same foundational premises with naturalistic ID regarding the presence of intelligent design in nature. Comparing the two forms of ID. Scope of the designer. Naturalistic ID confines the designer to within the universe, imagining the designer as an advanced civilization or some other natural intelligence. Theistic ID, in contrast, posits a designer who transcends the universe, a supernatural God. Implications for the origin of the designer. Naturalistic ID allows for the possibility that the intelligent designer itself may have arisen through natural processes, possibly through evolutionary means in a distant part of the cosmos. Theistic ID holds that God, as the designer, is eternal and does not require a creator. Relation to religion. Theistic ID is often associated with religious views, as it points to God as the designer. Naturalistic ID, however, can be compatible with secular or non-religious viewpoints since it does not invoke the supernatural. Conclusion. ID is a tool for detecting design, not identifying the designer. The key takeaway is that intelligent design, as a scientific framework, is primarily concerned with detecting evidence of design in nature. It does not, in itself, identify or prove the identity of the designer. What ID demonstrates is that an intelligent cause is the best explanation for certain features of life in the universe, but whether that cause is naturalistic, e.g., aliens or other intelligences, or theistic, God, is left for further interpretation. The distinction between naturalistic ID and theistic ID reflects the flexibility of the ID framework to accommodate different philosophical and metaphysical interpretations. For those who seek a purely scientific explanation, naturalistic ID may suffice. For those who believe in a supernatural creator, theistic ID provides a path to understanding how God's design is manifest in nature. In the end, intelligent design serves as a neutral scientific tool for detecting the presence of design. Its implications, whether naturalistic or theistic, depend on how one interprets the evidence beyond the mere existence of an intelligent cause. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and comment below if you agree or would like to add your thoughts. If you would like me to respond to your comment, please make a level 1 comment directly below the video. I will respond to all polite level 1 comments even if it takes me a while, due to other commitments.